Hi guys, so this isn't really May, I know, but this is the last of the Mermay nails. I've done these ones already, which I didn't think there was much point showing you again because I've already done that Ursula video with the 3D, so they're very similar. So we're starting off with the third nail. So this is going to be my next set of nails. So for the last Mermay nails, it is obviously the OG, the Little Mermaid. So we're starting off with that Beetles gel polish there, and we are going to ombre this background. It's actually going to be like a shell nail, like I've done in a previous Mermay video. So we're just ombreing, just not like proper ombre, just like blending together, and then we're using this angel paper. So we are going to put the base coat on, and then before we cure it, that's when we are going to put on the angel paper. So we're just cutting it into little bits and bobs here. Stick it on like so. Cut it into the bits that you need before it goes over the edge, like that. It does slide around a bit, so. And then we've cured that, and we're going to seal it with another base coat now. And then we're going to put builder gel on it to make the 3D shell pattern. Now this doesn't end up working quite as I would have liked, so please refer to my previous shell nails. Like, I don't build them up as much as I should have done. But you can see what we're doing here. We're just laying the pattern down and then curing it. And we're going to go over it with the no wipe top coat, so we can chrome this nail with the Nail Stamping Queen Niki Chrome. So pop your applicator in just like that. And we can see, sorry, I've slowed it down a little bit because it was going just a little bit too fast. And we're going to seal that in with the top coat like that, like so. And you can see it's not as 3D as I would have liked it, but this was sort of inspired by the new Little Mermaid's tail, which is so pretty. And the next nail, we are starting with the gel bottle. Was it Nebula? I missed that. We do a few coats of this one. And we are using Ursugar nail stamping plates and Born Prey stamping polish. So get everything out ready. I don't know if anybody's seen the new Little Mermaid, but it was amazing. Absolutely fabulous. She was a great little mermaid. So we're stamping this, you know, Ursula's little necklace thing that she keeps Ariel's voice in. So then we're going over with stamping polish rather than gel polish because I haven't yet worked out what timing is best for using gel polish to reverse stamp. So we're just going to give that a bit of drying time, but I think that actually this one goes wrong. It didn't. I didn't give it enough drying, so I did it again. Sorry. You definitely have to let it dry like properly. Well, not dry, but it needs to be drier than I waited for it. So we're going in and filling in the chain of her necklace, and just with my detailer brush from Nailed It by Chelsea. And now we're going to stamp in a little jellyfish in the bottom. Look. It didn't pick up amazingly well, I must say. But I do sort of go over it with the detailer brush and like some black gel paint. Oh, I've obviously gone off shot. So sorry. So we're just going over it like so, and then we're going to go over with the gel bottle. I think it's Blue Hawaiian. It'll be on screen in a sec. Yeah, Blue Hawaiian. Just as the little body of the jellyfish. Yeah, so it was Blue Hawaiian. And then we're going to go over the little pendant with Snow Queen. I wanted a little bit of sparkle on this nail. I just wanted a little bit more. So we'll go in and cure that, and then we will top coat this one. I did speed this video up more than usual just because otherwise it would have been like 2 hours long. So this next nail we are sort of doing like an underwater seaweed bubble kind of thing. So we're starting off with 2 coats of this jelly polish, and we're using those different coloured blues just to pat all over. So I've just slowed this down a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing. So we're just patting all over with the different coloured blues, and I think purple as well in the end. And we're just sort of smudging and blending it in with isopropyl alcohol. So that's me just getting it on my brush. Not like too runny, you like do want to dry it off your brush a little bit. So yeah, and then we're just sort of blending it in. And do as many layers of that as you feel that you need. Like, I didn't do loads, but just, you know, enough to sort of make it look like a sea sort of background. And this set is obviously purples and turquoises because that is the Little Mermaid. So we're just going to add in those little bits of lilac-y lavender purple there. And then we will blend that in just like we did with the others and cure it. And we are going over with my turquoise jelly polish. So just to sort of give it a different feel. And then we're using these green and white polishes. I did realise that it was a little bit too similar to the background with that green, so I've just added some black into it, but just some seaweedy type colour green you just want. And we're just like placing it down, just really simple little wiggles. And then we're going in with a lighter green here to just, you know, define, add some depth to, add some light to the seaweed flowing up. And then we will cure that. I do tend to flash cure in between, just, you know. And then we're sort of just going in just on top of the little bits. I am adding in more seaweed just to sort of make it look a bit more realistic, I suppose, or like just to add a little bit more. And then we are going in, once we've done this, we're just going to add some bubbles. So we will slow that down a little bit. So we're just going in with a white gel polish with a really fine detailer brush, and we're doing just a simple circle and then just a little light shine. And then I'm going to do a bigger one in the middle here. Try and let your brush go where it sort of like wants to fall rather than forcing it. And just another little one here. And a tiny little light shine. And then we're going to go over it with that Snow Queen little glitter. Just to make it a bit shinier. And then we will pop that in the lamp. And we are going to shiny top coat this one. I was just testing out using base coat and then top coat on these nails, just to see how bulky it felt wearing these, you know, just to give it that added extra bit of protection, shine, sealed inness. And there we have the little bubble nail. So this one, we're going to use these colours again and the ombre. So this is going to be the background. So it's sort of like a 3-stripe ombre. But I'm starting off with the base as that turquoise colour. So then we're just going to go in with a smaller brush and add in those colours now. So this is going to be a sort of another one for a tail. Like, we're actually going to draw mermaid scales on this one. A little bit like the isolated chrome that I've shown, I think, in my first one, but we're using the silver gel paint. Or is it the gold? I can't remember now. So we're just blending that in. I'm not actually using the ombre brush this time, just because it would have been too wide. So I'm just using a thin detailer brush just to... It doesn't need to be perfect because we are chroming this one. So you put your no wipe top coat on, cure that, and then we're going to go in with that Niki Nail Stamping Queen Fairy Chrome. Oh, such a pretty chrome. I love chrome. I don't know about you, but I totally adore chrome. And then we're going to seal that in with Builder Gel. Just because I've seen this on Instagram just as a way of making the chrome last a little bit longer and no chips. So we're just going to give this a go and I'll let you know. And then, yes, we're using this Born Pretty silver gel paint and using our detailer brush. We are just going to go in. I'll slow this down for you. So we're just drawing little... you know how mermaid scales sort of look in pictures, and well, fish scales in general. So we're just curving the lines and, you know, going halfway in between the one, you know, on top of it. You know what I mean? So we're not going under the same way. Oh, I'm not explaining this very well. But you can see we're going from the middle of the scale above it, not in the same sort of curved place. And I won't show you all of it anyway. So here we have the beautifulness. So we're going to top coat that all shiny, lovely mermaid scale nails. So that was also inspired by the new Little Mermaid's tail. Next nail, we are starting off with a glitter base. So we're using GlitterArty. I think it was Diamond Teal, wasn't it? And I'm decided to use my cuticle pusher to scoop the glitter on. I still make a lot of mess. I think you just have to accept that you're always going to make a mess with glitter because it is glitter and it gets everywhere. So we're just going to pop it over, scoop it all over, and then cure that because we put it onto an uncured layer of gel. We are going to encapsulate that just with base coat, not with builder gel, just because I don't want it to be too bulky before we do flounder. So we're using Minion and Beetles Gel Polish A95 just mixed together just because he wasn't quite the Minion colour. I will slow this down for you. So we've just like basic shape of him. I've just like corrected myself a little bit there. Like, so it's just going to be sort of, it is front facing but also like a little bit to the side, but it's not all of him. So just your basic shape in here. Fill that in. We'll do 2 coats of that one, and then we're going to use those 2 Beetles gel polish to mix up for his fins. And his little frills on top. It's not his hair because fish don't have hair. But yeah, so just 3 simple little tufty bits. And he's got a little fin sticking out from the side here. So nothing special, just his little flippers, fins, whatever you want to call them, whatever they are. And then he's just got little stripes on him, hasn't he? So we're obviously not going to get all of the stripes on him from how we are doing, for what section we are doing on this nail. But I've just added a bit of black just to make it a darker blue. Just because he has got like little stripes inside, like it's not all one shade of blue. So, and then we're going to go in with the black gel polish with his facial features. So he's got that little like cute little nose. Just bring that round and finish the mouth. And then just a simple mouth shape at the bottom here. I hope I don't go off short, how annoying. Just make that a little bit thicker. And then his eyes come off of his nose. Well, one of them does anyway. And then the other one goes to the side. So we just fill those in. His little eyebrows. Who knew fish had eyebrows, right? And his little sort of chin mark. And then we're just going to go outline the rest of him. Just not really thick lines, but not like really thin either, because this typical cartoon look actually has sort of thicker black outlines than say I would do in a normal one maybe. So yeah, we're just going to outline. I've sped this back up a little bit more just because I don't think you need to see it really slow. And then we are just going, we've just added the little tongue and the mouth, and when you're using Beetles shade 86A and Minions from Passion Nails, just to make his like green shade. Don't ask me why I did not do the blooming white first. What idiot. And then we're going to go in with the black to do his pupils, because he's looking to the side in this reference picture that I've got. These come in together now. I'm going to use, I don't think I even showed that number. I'm very sorry. It's all from Beetles gel polish, that was. I'm mixing together a lot of reds to make the red that I want. So it's probably not even, no point in even showing you the colours that I did mix. So there's a darker bit inside his mouth, and then his tongue is lighter. So here we have Flounder. So I'm going to do a base coat, and then I'm going to do a top coat. Now this does actually feel like a bulky nail, so we're just going to see how this one goes. I'll let you know in the next few videos when I've had them on. Don't know when I will put these on, but here we have Flounder. Isn't he sweet? I love him. Next nail, we are starting with a cat eye base. So we're using that silver one that I've used in multiple videos before now. To pop your first coat on, get your magnet from the side, from the bottom. First coat almost doesn't matter really, to be honest. And then your next coat, you're going to do the same, but get it how you want it to look underneath your colour. So get your magnet once you're happy. Waft from the side. Oof, look at that reflection. Cure it. And then I am going over with this purple. Oh, dropped it. Dropped it and then got fluff on it. Damn it. Stupid fluff. Now, this isn't a superly pigmented purple, so I do end up having to put a fair few amount of purples on that. I think it was 3. And then we're using this Moyu stamping plate. It's not enough to cover this nail. We're using the Born Pretty stamping polish again, and the clear rectangle stamper and scraper set. So what we're going to do, it's almost like a window that I create, I suppose. So we're just going to pop this on, roll it about like so. Make sure you get the little bits and bobs. It's stamped very well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over, we're going to outline this sort of window section with the gold gel polish. What is it called? It's Vendini metal painting gel. I've used this before. I think I just got it from AliExpress. So we're just doing the outline of this window with this gold one, and then we are popping that Beetles gel polish, purple glittery. It's so glittery at the top and the bottom, just for an extra bit of pizzazz. I love that word, pizzazz. And then we will base coat that, and then we're going to top coat it. Shiny top coat again. And then we will shiny top coat. It does look good, I think. Sort of that window effect. I didn't have a stamp big enough. So I think this went well. There we go. Next nail is starting with Madame Glam's Blissfully Yours, this pretty lilac shade. We're going to do 2 coats of that. And then this will be my Ursula thumbnail. So we're starting off with that Raspberry Explosion from Madame Glam as well, and our very fine detailer brush. I'm starting off with her mouth. So it's just got that V where I'm not sure what that is called, the V of the lips, you know, just under the nose. So we're just creating the basic shape of her mouth. She's got a massive smile, hasn't she? When I get better at portraits, I will try the new Ariel and Ursula, but for now, I need to stick with the cartoons. And then we will fill that in like so. Oh, honestly, Little Mermaid was my absolute favourite, so I'm really glad I liked the live action remake. It was really good. If you haven't seen it, please do. So I've just made the bottom lip just a lighter shade, I think you can tell. Just a lighter shade of that red. So now we're going in with black gel polish from Dali Artistic just to do the outline of her mouth. And then we will use that for the rest of her little outlines. When you're doing a character nail, you have to sort of work out, you have to realise you can't get all of the character on there. Like, it just depends on the size of the nail. So this is sort of a zoom in of her face, basically. So next we will do her little chin marks and a little beauty mark there. And we've cured that, and we're going to go in with a nose, which is just like, just little lines. So I can't even describe that. Just all little lines. If you look at pictures of her, it's sort of an easy nose to do, whereas Ariel's was not, as you will see coming up in later in the video. So this is sort of like the background. We're using a darker purple for... I fluffed up there. I do have to extract that little bit there. So this is just sort of the background for her sort of lidded eyes, using a darker purple. And then we're going to go in with her sort of smile lines. And then we're going to do the outline of her eyes. So just underneath those darker purple bits, round them as well. And then we will make it a little bit darker, like thicker lines at the top. Fluffed up there again. Oh, honestly. I did these nails over several days, so and just wanted them done. Now, she hasn't got massive eyes like, say, like Ariel and all the typical princessy characters. I mean, this is probably my first villain that I've drawn, actually, and had on my nails. Is it? I think so. So we're just doing her eyelashes as well, her bottom lashes too. And then her eyelids, which has a typical blue eyeshadow. But we're doing the whites of her eyes now, using Dali Artistic white gel polish. I don't think I show that, but... And then we're using Lagoon and making it a little bit lighter for that eyeshadow, her recognisable blue eyeshadow. We all made the blue eyeshadow mistake when we were teenagers. I know we did. We all did. Some people can pull it off. I cannot. And then we're just doing her pupils, which aren't very big. Like, it's just the typical sort of villain look, I think. They've definitely got smaller eyes than all the princesses. So we're just making those lines a little bit thicker there. Just adding more of those smile lines and wrinkles that she's got. Going over the nose. And this is where her hair starts. So obviously we haven't got her typical hair on it, but I think there's enough on it. You definitely know who it is. So we're colouring that in with white and just gonna go over with some base coat and top coat. Now, unfortunately, my phone camera ran out of battery here, so you don't see it after she's cured. I'm very sorry. But you will at the end. Doesn't she look good? So this is Ariel now. Now, this is Ariel attempt 1. I just didn't like her nose, but I mean, if you want to skip on a few minutes, you'll get to Ariel attempt number 2. So I mixed those reds together to make her typical beautiful red shade hair. Let's also admit we have also been through the red hair stage as well. Everyone has definitely been through the red hair stage. Well, maybe almost everyone. I definitely did. So we're just drawing it how it falls from her face. And there's a little strand coming down into her hair, into her face. And then fill that in. And then try and get her facial features right. To be honest, I liked everything on this nail apart from her nose, how I did her nose. I think it was just a bit too dark and I didn't correct it before curing it. Never mind. So it just falls into her face like that. I'm going in with sort of a brownie sort of shade, a brownie purple shade to do her facial features. Now that nose should have been lower down. I should have started with the mouth. So we're just, the mouth is actually where it should be based on the picture I was using. But I think the nose needed to be a bit smaller and a bit lower down towards the mouth. So we're just doing a big doughy-eyed, like, eyes. And then we're just going to fill in those lips first with the raspberry explosion again. I think it might actually be the same colour that I've mixed for her hair. So we're just filling in those with our finest. You need to use your finest detailer brushes when you're doing characters like this on a small canvas such as this. Then we're going to fill in the teeth and her eyes with the Dali Artistic White Gel Polish. So we're just going to fill in those now. So remember, this is just Arial number 1. Oh, lucky I love painting nails, isn't it? And then I mixed together a blue shade for her irises. I don't know whether I show those on the screen or not. Just going over the whites of the eyes just because it just wasn't covering up enough. Yeah, so we're mixing those 2 Beetles gel polish shades to make her trademark blue eyes. See, I feel like everything was better on this one, just not the nose. That damn nose. And we're doing her pupils in the middle there. And I think I just wanted to finish these nails like... So I've outlined her details. I had to do it off camera because it was just like so small and it was getting really late. But you can see I've tried to correct the nose a little bit, but no good. And she's okay, but I wanted to try again. So this might seem like the end of the video, but I have actually slipped into the end of the video the next aerial. But these are the rest of the nails. Aren't they cool? So I will be selling my press-ons very, very soon. If anybody would like to order, I would totally love to do any design you throw at me. I will do my best. But I did love these. So this is second aerial. This is aerial number 2. So I've done the same thing I did with her hair, and I'm doing the same thing as her outline. But I think I'm starting with the mouth. Am I starting with the mouth first? I don't know. Oh, I'm starting where I wanted the nose to be and then marking where her mouth should then go. Because I feel like this mouth was actually bigger than the first Ariel's mouth, where the first Ariel's mouth actually seemed better, but whatever. So we're filling in. I did wipe off that nose in the end. I didn't cure anything until I was certain on it this time. Use a little cotton earbud to wipe off any mistakes with like isopropyl alcohol, because it's such small details. Oh, so difficult to wipe with anything other than that. So we're using the same colours as we did with the first Ariel, and we're just making her nose a little bit smaller. It does take me a few goes to get the nose how I wanted it to be, and it's still, I'm still not sort of like massively certain on it, but whatever. But I think this just goes to show you, like, even just doing a design a second time, I feel like you do it better, because you're doing the same thing again. Practice definitely makes perfect. This eye just didn't seem to want to go how I wanted it to go, so I do end up wiping this off. I really appreciate it if you're still here. I mean, if I hadn't speeded this up as much as I have, it would have been a really, really, really long video. But I had to finish Mermay with the OG mermaid, because who doesn't love the Little Mermaid? Let me know your favourite princesses, if you have one. Maybe you have a favourite character instead. Maybe you're not a princess person. Maybe your favourite villain. So we're just filling in the whites of her eyes. And then I will go over the detail with a darker colour, because that just sort of makes it then. You do actually see the little details. Oh, bashing into things. You do see the details done in the hair in this one. I think I do film that. So we're just, same again, I've mixed those blues. I can't believe I did it again. I do feel I like this one now. I'm happy to wear this one on my nail. I've never been good at drawing like people characters. I've always struggled with that. But practice makes perfect. So we're just going in with your thin detailer brush. And not quite a really dark black, but more like a jelly polish black. Just the little lines. And then we'll go in, I think, with black to do her eyelashes, just to sort of finish it, give it the proper sort of feel. But I do really, really appreciate you watching. If you are still here, like, I would love it if you could like and subscribe, like, if you're not already. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means everything to me. So please let me know if you like these videos. If there's any sort of videos you prefer seeing. Do you prefer the character art? Do you prefer the different kind of stuff, like the techniques? I'm still learning at the same time as well, so I'm happy to do pretty much any kind of design. Give it a go. I'll always give it a go. Might not always work, but I'm giving it a go the first time, so you don't have to fumble like in the dark like me. So we're just adding the little bits of darker red into her hair to give her hair the definition. Now, it doesn't quite look like Ariel to me, like not the typical, but I feel like you still know who it is, so that's a good enough job for me. Little light shines in her eyes. And there we have her. See, I do feel like it is better than the first one. So, hey ho. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one. Bye.